Okay, let's have a look on this. I think it's a 1989, certainly on a G registration, but 1989 Land Rover 90, hard top with rear windows, fitted with 200 TDI power. Been refinished in NATO olive drab. It was originally Eastern green, so it has always been green at least, but has been refinished at some point in NATO olive drab. Obviously been used for a bit of green laning and off-roading, that's what it's for. So it's fitted with a good spec. It has got a £9,000 winch on the front with remote control. I have to say, I think probably one of the solenoids has failed on the remote, because when you plug in the on the winch, because when you plug in the remote to wind it back in, it just clicks, and I suspect the reason it's just wrapped around the bumper like that is because it's failed when it's fully out. So but everything is free and stuff on the clutch and what have you. But and so we've just got not a lot happening apart from clicking on the winch. So but on a proper winch bumper, got a nice big set of Cum-Ho Road Venturer mud tyres on, 235 85 R16s on 5-spoke alloys, and they're in nice shape all round. It's got a snorkel, it's got checker plate on the wing tops, modesty covers, rear quarters, all sorts of things. It's got 2-inch suspension lift, but as it's not wandering about down the road and stuff, I suspect it's got things like caster correction arms on it and things like that. It's got steering guard and front and rear diff guards as well. Rock and tree sliders down the sides, sliding rear windows, rear bumperettes, rear step, tow pack. That's about your lot. So it's a tough looking Landy, this one actually, with those big wheels on it. Looks good. Right, let's go around and pick out some good bits and bad bits. As I say, it has been used for a bit of light off-roading and green laning, so the body's got 1 or 2 minor scars on it here and there, but that's the whole point of a Land Rover, I guess. Bit of rust on the front bumper on both ends, just sort of surface rusting there and there. Up around the front here, as I say, it has been repainted from the original green. There is a couple of bits of the original green showing through there and there on the bonnet. Although, funny enough, the front wing on the seam here looks like it's red, so perhaps it was red at some point, I don't know, but certainly originally it was green. Or perhaps it's had another wing put on it from a less dented one, shall we say, but don't know, but certainly there's a touch of red along there. Anyway, top of the bonnet, as I say, that's all good. Near side front wing, remarkably good actually for one of these. Few areas of the original green showing through underneath the light unit there. Down the near side actually doesn't look too bad dent wise, and pretty good all round here actually. A few sort of hedge scratches and things like that in the paint, but you kind of expect that really. Up here on the scuttle, it all looks in first class order. All very good along here and fine here and nice and solid here. Can't see if it's had a repair panel or not put in. Possibly has, possibly hasn't, don't know, but it's actually really nice and strong. Doesn't really matter either way. It all looks correct and nice. A-post all looks good. Some electrolytic reaction down the bottom end there by the hinge and stuff. The usual electrolytic reaction around the bottom hinge on the near side door, and reaction along the base of the near side door. But otherwise not bad at all. Usual dent in the front of the skin on the passenger door where it's touched the A-post. But apart from that, we've just got a few big hedge scratches up here and along here on the near side. Interior wise, these seats are actually a lot more comfortable than they look. I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to get in them, being a little broad in the beam, shall we say. But no, they're very comfortable and very nice actually, these cobra bucket seats, very good. The rest of the interior, it's all pretty standard really. It's got sound deadening mats and stuff in it here and there. It's got a full headlining as well, which helps. Dog guard, it's just a few bits and pieces in it for off-roading and stuff. Centre cubby box. But so yeah, it's got the sound deadening kit in there, so it is reasonably quiet, this one really all round. It's got a radio CD, although I don't think the speakers are connected, because whilst there's power getting to the stereo, I can't get the noise out of the speakers. So I think they're probably disconnected at the minute. There's all sorts of wires down the back there, so maybe something to do with that. But otherwise, interior is pretty good actually. Passenger door frame is a bit ragged at the front corner here, a bit holey there, but in fairness, it still shuts nicely, and there's only very, very minimal play in the hinges, it would appear. So I think that's good for a few years yet, but it is slightly holed at the base of the front corner, but so it still shuts reasonably well. Near side rear wing, is all good up there, just a few hedge scratches and stuff along here, a little bit of paint loss on the eyebrow as usual. Around the tail end, cross member all looks fairly solid, just starting to bubble up a bit round here, but obviously MOT man didn't think it was too much of a problem this time round. The MOT just done in March. Rear number plate's delaminating slightly, but so you can still read it, so it's not really a problem. Some electricity reaction as usual on the bottom of the tailgate frame, and some paint loss and stuff up here. In the back here, as I say, that's the remote for the winch. Quite civilised in here actually with these pads on here. You could probably sit on those quite happily. And checker plate door card for the tailgate. So the tailgate itself actually doesn't feel too bad. Slightly hold towards the hinge end of the frame here, but it's not bad. And no movement in the hinges at all. That's all pretty good. That tailgate actually, you're good for a fair few years yet, I think. Again, some electrolytic reaction around the hinges. Bit of paint loss, I don't know what's been going on here, bit of a scuff or something on the offside rear quarter panel. And looking down the offside rear wing is a bit dinked here and there, but offside rear wing is a bit pushed in here. Obviously backed into a tree or something at some point. It's slightly pushed in just around there. A few hedge scratches down the sides and into the doors and stuff, but that's what it's been built for. So, and there's also slightly dented the panel underneath the fuel tank filler here is pushed in a bit by a couple of inches, so it's a bit dented and twisted there. A little bit of paint loss on the offside eyebrow. Obviously the rock sliders have lost their paint, but that's what they're for again. So this isn't just one that's been built to look fancy and not used off-road. It has been used properly. Electrolytic reaction on the base of the driver's door. It looks like the door skin has delaminated slightly there, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Scuttle corner on the offside. Again, all looks pretty strong and nice. A little bit of paint loss and stuff here and there, up around the hinges and stuff. But all looks strong and good. And as I say, the offside front wing looks like it was red at some point, because there's a few bits of red showing through there, and along the seam. But the wing itself is actually in pretty good shape. There's a slight sort of evidence of a previously beaten out dent in the front corner here, but not bad at all. Again, a lot of hedge scratches and things in the paint, but I wouldn't worry too much about that at all. Driver's door, as I say, frame actually doesn't feel too bad. Starting to go just at the front corner there again. And a little bit of play in the hinges. How much we got there? Yeah, bottom hinge pin is a bit tired, to say the least. But it still shuts reasonably well. I think that's probably might be best to replace that in the next couple of years or so, that driver's door. But still not bad for the time being. It is the original door, as I say. As I say, these bucket seats are nice, in good shape. Bit tricky to get in and out of, but once you're in, you're fine. But yeah, there we go. That's about it. I think my name's Simon. You can reach me on 0771 906 9353, or in the office on 0118 946 3352, or you can go to our website, which is www.motodrome.co.uk. We take part exchanges. We take Visa and MasterCard credit cards and debit cards with a 2% surcharge for credit cards. We can ship it anywhere you like, obviously at a cost.